All right, well, my name is Tucker Black. I'm going to be a freshman this year. I'm from a small town in Kansas called Neodesha. Yes, I'm in southeast Kansas, yes. To tell you a little bit about my town, we have one stoplight, so it's definitely been an experience coming to Nashville. But I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to share with you my career investigation star event titled Taking a Walk Down the Legal Path. So here are my table of contents. As you'll see, the FCCLA planning process was used in every step of the way, and I'm so glad that FCCLA provides us a process that allows us to identify each step in order to make sure our star event is successful. The first thing I'll be talking to you about today is the variety of self-assessments and character diagnostics I did to see if my personality aligns with that of the legal career. The first one I'll be sharing with you today is the Career Interest Survey. On this survey, there was a variety of activities I had to pick from and see which one was my favorite. After the survey was completed, my top career interests included law, public safety, corrections, and security. The next one I did was the color personality test. I'm sure this is one probably many of you have done. I'm a strong red personality. They tend to be the leaders in the group. They tend to be the ones who's motivated when no one else is. There's also some natural downsides to the red personality, such as maybe being bossy at times, but definitely certainly something I'll work on in the future. The next one I did is the Career Clusters Interest Survey, and again, this is one where we had to pick our favorite activity. And after this survey was completed, my top interests included government and public administration. And then the fourth and final one I did is the 5-minute personality. There were boxes of 4 words, and each word was associated with an animal. My animal is a lion, and like the red personality, they again tend to be the leaders, and they are driven by, they are result driven. As I stated before, they tend to have some natural downsides, such as maybe being bossy or impatient, but this is definitely something I'll work on. I quickly learned in my career research that there are 2 major components of the legal career, a defense attorney and a prosecuting attorney. And so this is something I'll write down for you throughout my presentation today. The first one I'll be talking to you about is the defense attorney. So defense attorneys provide clients, such as private businesses, government agencies, and citizens with legal advice and representation. In order to be successful in this career, you must have strong communication skills with your client. The second career associated with the legal field is a prosecuting attorney, and they work for the government no matter what. So on the most basic level, this could be municipalities or counties, and more advanced opportunities include being a state or federal prosecutor. A major part of this career is making sure that you're communicating with the law enforcement officials, because that is very important. The job duties for a defense attorney include advising clients on legal issues and possible outcomes that could come in this case. They must research the details and evidence associated with the case and see how this may influence the case's outcome. And then one of the major components of the legal career, and one that's widely considered throughout every aspect of it, is interpreting case laws and decisions. This is a major part because you want to see what past decisions may affect my case's outcome. You also have to develop strong case strategies and techniques in order to represent your client in the best fashion. And then finally, you must prepare documents and pleadings. Sometimes you must defend your client's rights in a variety of courtrooms and environments if necessary. Next, a prosecuting attorney. So the prosecuting attorney is the present district, state, or federal attorney, depending on their ranking. They will represent the government bodies and offices he or she is involved with. And again, as I said before, they must have strong communication with law enforcement officials in order to represent the government in the best fashion. One of the major components of this career as well is filing charges to the court. So they must assess the different evidence and see what the necessary charges they should make against the defendant. And finally, like the defense attorney, they will appear in a variety of courtrooms and environments if necessary. The qualifications to become an attorney is you must graduate high school. You can next attend a 4-year institution and obtain your bachelor's degree. You next have the opportunity to go to law school, and the minimum degree required to to become an attorney is the Juris Doctorate. Then you can take a bar exam in the specific state or states you hope to practice in. For instance, in my home state of Kansas, you must receive a 266 out of a 400-point scale. After you successfully pass the bar, you can practice law in the specific state or states of those successful bar exam completion. Entry-level positions for an attorney are either like per diem or co-counsel for a law firm or business, and then more advancement opportunities include either being co-owner or partner at a law firm, taking a judgeship, which is either nominated by the President of the United States or Governor, or possibly even becoming a law professor at a law school. The job outlook for the legal career is a 6% growth within the next 4 years. The average salary for an attorney is around $120,000, while the top 25% makes around $180,000, while the bottom 25% makes around $80,000. I'll next talk about my wonderful job shadowing experience with the Wilson County Attorney John Gillette. What a busy day this was. I met at the courthouse around 8 o'clock that day, and we quickly got to work as soon as I entered the courthouse. The first thing we did is we reviewed a variety of case filings and documents for each individual defendant, and we analyzed each case and gathered what arguments we wanted to present to the court that day. After we did that, we quickly got to work in the courtroom, and that started at about 9:30 with the judge, Todd Davis. And so what we would do, there were two options. If the defendant was not in jail, they would usually be presiding there in the courthouse, and we would review the different filings, the different evidence, and we would see, do we want to set this individual for a status hearing, meaning we would review this case months in the future, or we would set him or her for a diversion program. And the second option, if the defendant was in jail, we would review again the case filings, the different evidence and documents, and we would either lessen their bond, or we would again set this for a status hearing, meaning we would review it months in the future. Or again, if we wanted to extend their sentence and keep them in jail, or the other option is again setting them for a diversion program. Beyond the legal aspects I learned from this day, I learned three major components that we use in life. The very first one is communication. Not only do you have strong communication with your client, but you have strong communication with the other lawyers and the judge, and that's critical. The second thing is organization. As I said earlier, as soon as we got in the courthouse, the first thing we did is make sure all of our case filings and all of our documents are organized. And if you're not organized as an attorney, it's as simple as this, you're not going to be successful. So you really have to be organized in the legal career. And then the third thing, the most important thing, and I think it's one of the main things that FCCLA stands for, is no matter what side you're on, you're serving the people. And that above all is why I hope to become an attorney. Around December, I wrote the Kansas Attorney General Garrett Smith a letter expressing my interest in job shadowing him. Unfortunately, because of the coronavirus, I was not able to get into his office and job shadow him. But to my surprise, his secretary Denise called me a few weeks ago expressing that July 12th would be a good day for me to go in there and job shadow him. So we have scheduled that day, we have set it, and I will be job shadowing him on July 12th. I also look forward to this opportunity because he has just announced recently that he is running for governor of our state, so that will be an awesome opportunity. There are many samples of schoolwork that coordinate with the legal career. The first one is, here you'll see me writing or reviewing the Articles of Confederation and writing a summary on it. I'm also presenting to my English class about the impacts legalizing marijuana would have on our state. So both presenting and writing are two major components of the legal career. Here I'm writing a paper proposal for my history class of the future paper I'll be writing. And in a legal context, lawyers are required to write a brief, which is a summary of arguments they'll be presenting to the court. And then the final one is I have the awesome opportunity this year to write different articles for my school newspaper. And I've included two examples of that. In the first one, I'm writing a review over To Kill a Mockingbird. It's a great book, read it if you have a chance. And then over here, I'm writing a summary of a middle school football game. So I can't reiterate enough how important writing is in the legal career. There were many family and consumer science standards used throughout this, used in the legal career. The first one is Content Standard 2.3, which is analyzing policies that support consumer rights and responsibilities. Content Standard 6.2, which is evaluating the effects of diverse perspectives, needs, and characteristics of individuals and families. Content Standard 13.3, which is demonstrating communication skills that contribute to positive relationships. Content Standard 13.4, which is evaluating effective conflict prevention and management techniques. And then the final one is Content Standard 13.5, which is demonstrating teamwork and leadership skills in the family, workplace, and community. I have some pretty large goals, but I think by using the opportunities that FCCLA has to offer, I can achieve each one of them. My first one is to graduate my high school with a 4.0 GPA and be valedictorian of my class. I hope to graduate, I hope to obtain a minimum ACT score of 33. So hopefully this will allow me to apply to many Ivy League law schools, Ivy League schools in general, which has always been my main goal. If I do get admitted into an Ivy League school, I hope to major in either English or economics, and there I'll be involved in a variety of community service programs and different organizations. After I've obtained my undergraduate degree, I hope to take the LSAT, which will give me the opportunity to apply to my dream school, which is Yale Law School. And there, if I am admitted again, I will be involved in a variety of organizations and different programs. After I obtain my Juris Doctorate degree, I want to pass the bar exam in a variety of states, which includes the District of Columbia, the state of Kansas, the state of Texas, and the state of New York. And hopefully one day I'll have the opportunity to represent my clients' rights in a variety of courtrooms, including the state and federal courts, state Supreme Courts, and maybe even one day the United States Supreme Court. Here's my bibliography. I've included a variety of sources that I use to gather the most up-to-date information. I've also included the two individuals whom I contacted for a job shadowing opportunity there on the bottom. I just want to thank you all for listening today, and I look forward to taking any questions you may have. Thank you.